This true story was submitted by a subscriber. We all get lonely, right? I mean, I doubt it's just me who feels that awful, sometimes horrifying feeling of emptiness. I sometimes call it an ache. Do you know what I mean? There's like literally just me in this room, and I hate it. So much, in fact, I would do anything just to have a friend. And I mean anything. Or at least that's how I used to feel, until it cost me, quite literally, a hand. My story, I'm not gonna lie, is a difficult one to write, and I can pretty much guarantee you it will be just as difficult for others to listen to. However, before I continue, I want to say thank you for giving me a way to tell it. It all started in the fall of 2015. I had just turned 21, and although that is normally a really special age for a girl, well, anyone I guess, for me it was a little, well, it was meh, I guess. My fam, well, they're your average Baptist fam, I suppose you could say. They baked me a cake and told me how proud they were of me, but all I wanted to do was go back to my room and talk to my faceless friends on my often visited internet chat room. My own little world that would make me feel important for a few hours before going to bed at stupid o'clock and then waking up again to be greeted ever so savagely by that bastard we call reality. She is such a bitch, that reality. I hate her. I want her to die. And yes, I do still live with my folks. Sad, I know, but where else would I go? And who else have I got? I guess I kinda grew to hate them, but whatever. It's not that I have a reason to hate them. I guess I'm just jealous of the fact they seem to have it all figured out. Or maybe they're delusional and conditioned. I don't know. Anyway, back to my story. Fast forward to a few weeks later. I was in that often visited chat room I mentioned. I was about to go to bed as it was getting light outside when, all of a sudden, a message window popped up. It was a private message from someone calling themselves Gringo the Dingo. His mini profile said, 25-year-old male from Chattanooga, Tennessee. Oh, cool, I thought. That's not far from me, like literally just a few miles away. Now, call me pathetically messed up, but my stupid, lonely mind thought, oh wow, I won't just have a friend, I'll have a boyfriend too. Then we'll get married, have children, and my life will be complete. I am bound to have a job too, and we can make loads of money, or maybe he already has an awesome job and loads of money, and yeah, welcome to my world. A world full of fairy tale bullshit and warped delusions. And I have the nerve to call my family delusional. Here's me painting a picture of my beautiful future, all based off of a "Hey girl, what's up" message that has literally only been on my screen for a matter of 10 seconds. With that, I responded, "Hey, how are you?" Him, "Doing good, babe. I like your name." Me, "What? My name is lame, lol. Yours is much more creative." My name on this chat room was Flower Girl. Yeah, it really was lame, but it comes from an inside joke between me and my cousin Yasmin. She died a few years ago and was probably the only friend I've ever had, but that's another story for another day. Him, "You want to meet up? I see you're super close to me. Maybe we could meet at the mall." Now, I know what you're probably thinking. Surely Flower Girl here realised this dude was obviously a creeper, and this is where she saw the danger signs and blocked his ass quick as a flash. Wrong, because, as I already said, I would have done anything for a friend. I was so desperately lonely and desperately desperate, I had no frickin' clue about danger signs, and perhaps I was so messed up I didn't think anything bad could ever happen to me. So yeah, I didn't block his ass at all. Me? Like, when? Him, "Later, maybe around 1. I just got a visit with my sister for a bit, and then I'm free. Ain't got shit to do today either." Seeing this message just made me feel like I was literally just chatting with a guy I'd known for ages, and in my sad little mind, I was reading his messages thinking he clearly felt the same way. I mean, He was acting as though he knew me, and that just made me think, oh my God, it's fate, it's a sign. I agreed, and that just sealed it for me. I was not going to be going to bed now. I was going to be jumping into the shower, getting myself dressed up, and heading down to the mall, several hours too early, and hanging round like a douche, waiting for my new boyfriend to show up and sweep me off of my feet, 'cause that's how things worked in my world. Him. What's your real name, by the way? I'm Jonah. Me. I'm Brianna. It was official now, first name terms and all. We then exchanged cell numbers, chatted for a few more minutes, and then he told me he was off to his sister's and that we would meet at 1 at the mall entrance, just next to the Red Robin restaurant. My day was planned, and that just made me feel awesome inside. I never made plans. I had no reason to, although I always wished I could. It was like a dream come true for me, and I cannot express that enough. So I did what I needed to do, got myself into my car and headed to the mall. I got there at around 11, 2 hours earlier than the meeting time with Jonah, got myself a coffee and waited. I smoked way too many cigarettes, and I could almost make a remix of the beats of my excited heart. I mean, it was crazy fast. You have no idea. It was excitement mixed with the nerves of a girl who had never even gone to a party with friends, let alone gone on a date with a guy. And this is going to sound super pathetic, but I had never even had a first kiss. This date was a gift from the gods for me. Then it happened. A Dodge Challenger pulled up beside me as I sat on the bench, and this tall, dashing guy got out and walked up to me. Now, he hadn't seen a picture of me. I hadn't seen one of him, but I knew it was him. You know when you just know something? Like you can feel it. And he must have known who I was from how I was just staring at him as though I were meeting a celebrity. Jonah. Hey, Brianna? Me. Yes, are you Jonah? Jonah. That's me. Want to jump in? We can go get a shake from Dairy Queen or something. My Heartbeat remix just reached its chorus, and I just jumped right up and squealed, yeah, sure, at him. Jonah. Damn, girl, you didn't tell me you were hot. At that, I just went silent. I did not see myself as hot, and as far as I'm aware or can remember, no one had ever called me hot before. I finally managed to spit out a thanks, and we got into his car. A choice I was about to regret for the rest of my life. I think my mind started to wonder if I'd done the right thing when he drove past the Dairy Queen, which was about 2 or 3 minutes from the mall. Me. I thought we were getting a shake. You just passed by the Dairy Queen. He didn't say a word. His eyes were fixed on the road in front of him, his hands placed firmly on the steering wheel. He barely even blinked. Me. Jonah? Where are we going? Again, he said nothing. His hand suddenly left its grip of the steering wheel and reached for the stereo, turning it on. I will never forget the song that came on at that second. It is etched into my brain, and naturally, I hate it now. However, I loved it at the time. It was Love Me Like You Do by Ellie Goulding. Jonah finally spoke, and I swear to you, what he said sent an instant fear right through my body. You're not going home today. I froze, and my eyes shifted from him to directly in front of me. Me. Jonah, I thought you liked me. Oh my God, I was so pathetic. Of all the things I could have said, I went for that. I didn't say, let me go, or even, please stop the car. I instead just made myself sound like an idiot. He finally pulled over. We were just outside of town, and there was no one around. It was eerily quiet where he stopped, and I don't think I had ever felt the terror I felt right then. Get out, he said, in a monotone voice. Naturally, I got out, and hesitating for a moment, I started to run, trying to get my phone out of my stupid little pocketbook. Before I knew it, Jonah was behind me, pushing me to the ground. He loomed over me, grabbing my phone and throwing it into the road. Please, please don't hurt me, I screamed, believing he was about to rape me. Now, this will sound strange, but I actually now wish he had just raped me. He took a knife out of his pocket and grazed it along the side of my face. I went cold, and my heart took on a life of its own. I was laying in a bed of terror, waiting for this crazed lunatic to kill me. Part of me still, to this day, wishes he had. He then lowered the knife to my stomach, still just grazing it, and then pressed it firmly against the wrist of my left hand. He then uttered some words that chilled me to my very core. The blade, it chills my skin. If I slice it, I will surely win. That bastard, that cruel, callous bastard. Somehow, he knew me before that chat room message, because those words, those very words, were a line from a poem I posted during my especially emo days on Facebook several weeks before that day. I stared at him, unable to say anything for the heavy breaths. And then it happened. He forced the knife into my wrist, just like he would a ham joint. I could feel the knife literally reaching my bone. God help me, I prayed in my mind. The pain is something I can't even describe. The wooziness that overcame me was almost like my brain was shutting down, forcing me to try and lose consciousness so I at least had some escape from the horror that was taking place. An escape from this deranged psychopath slicing through my wrist. I have no idea how long I was drifting, or if he made any conversation during his disgusting act. The most notable part I remember next was him licking my blood off of the knife whilst pulling himself to his feet. He looked into my tear-filled eyes and walked back to his car. He turned back, smirked at me, got in his car and drove away. Just like that. I squirmed, cried, screamed. I was losing blood. I just knew I was going to die. I should have. I wish I had. The details around this point are hazy, to say the least. Again, my perception of time was screwed, so I have no idea how long I was lying there, losing blood and writhing in agony. All I know is I finally made it to a hospital when a woman who was driving by found me in the road. Jonah was never caught, probably wasn't even his real name, and due to the extensive injuries he had caused by cutting so deep, they couldn't save my hand. Thanks so much for listening, guys. We have lots of new videos on their way, so keep checking in for those. We'd love to know your views on this video, so please comment down below. We're also always looking for new content, so if you have a story you'd like to share or a video idea, please drop us an email at the address provided. If you enjoyed today's video, please like, and if you've not already done so, subscribe, and remember to ding that bell to receive notifications so you never miss a moment with me. We are also on Facebook with both a page and my personal account, so check out the links below for those. For now, however, JJ out.